today with some mental health tips that will help you get through this time of the global pandemic of COVID-19 while we're all sheltering in place and social distancing to do our part for flattening the curve, as they say. I am sure we're all doing that, right? But during this time, we are seeing a rise in anxiety, fear, worry, and depression. So, I wanted to give you some tips today to help you or someone you may know get through this time. Now, I know everyone is experiencing probably different things because of your lifestyle maybe is different than others. Now, I know a lot of families that are homeschooling for the first time, people who have lost jobs, who are some who are working from home, and then there are those who live alone, so they are not with anyone at this time. So everyone is sort of experiencing something a little different, yet we're all in this together, as they say. So I know that for me and my family, we do have some experience with homeschooling in the past, so the transition to homeschooling has been probably smoother and a little easier than others who have not done that before. Yet everyone is working from home, so we are adjusting and we are facing challenges that will bring as we all try to do what we need to do to take care of our responsibilities, yet still love each other and still like each other by the end of the night, right? That's tough. So what are some tips? Now, why would you need some tips? Well, because we are all facing, different challenges, and we need to know what can help us. So one of the things that I always tell my clients, even during times before we saw this crisis happening, is to have a routine. Now, a routine is key in mental health, as it is. Now, what does a routine look like? Well, a routine is going to really look very different for everyone, and because that just depends what you need to do, what your responsibilities are, who is in your home, and maybe even just the day of the week. But a routine is key because you know what to expect when you have a schedule or a routine. So a schedule really just tells you what you are going to do, what you want to accomplish, and it helps you to be successful. So let's plan to be successful rather than plan to fail. So if you have no plan, you're more likely going to plan to fail. A lot of people like to go with the flow, just go with just whatever comes. Now, that may work for some, but for most, having an idea of what you need to do is going to help you. And so what that will look like will be different for everyone. Now, the first thing in that is to have a bedtime and wake up routine, right? And that is really key for any time, but for this time especially. And why? It's because one of the things that you need to know is that your body knows, it has a memory. So it knows perhaps on the weekend you get to be a little bit slower. I don't want to say lazy because you're probably not lazy, but just you get to have a slower paced day, right? And so when you have the right amount of sleep, your body will feel rested, and morning time is a really good time to get a lot of things done because you can be alert and your body knows. Now, your body has this memory, as I said, so if you wake up at a certain time, your body will get accustomed to that, and you will then be able to do the things that you need to do for the day. So the other thing is to get ready. Get ready for the day. That may mean, that may not mean you're going to put your work uniform on, or if you're working remotely, or even just your work clothes that you would normally wear. This would just be some clean clothes. Change for the day. Your body, as I said, has a memory. So if you are staying in your pajamas or you are wearing clothes that you don't normally, do things in, it has that memory and it feels comfortable, and you may not be as alert if you were to change and, brush your hair. Maybe you're not going to get yourself all up like if you normally would, but let's say, if somebody were to come to your door and you'd be okay to interact with them, So, or if you needed to go out for an emergency, you would be okay in what you're wearing. And so with that, after you're getting ready, make sure that you're eating at the regularly scheduled times as well. Now, I'm hearing I'm seeing a lot of memes and just a lot of comments about people eating more during this time because they're home, and I'm calling it be careful for the COVID-15. It's that 15 pounds that you may gain during this time. Nobody wants that, especially if we're going to be going into the summer, right? So try to avoid that COVID-15. So making sure you eat at those designated times. If you want to have a snack, make sure you have those things that are more healthy, and that you treat yourself, of course, during just certain times. So that will always also help with children. Now, I know my rule in the house is you only don't eat things that you normally wouldn't eat during the school day, and you're not allowed to graze when you're just bored. Go to the cupboard and grab this, or prepare something that you normally wouldn't prepare. I even put up a menu of what we're going to be eating certain days, so that we're making sure we're eating what we have, and food doesn't go to waste as well. So that is important, making sure your meals are in the right time as well. So the other thing would be to schedule some type of physical activity. Physical activity, of course, at all times is key to emotional and mental health. It helps to relieve stress. It helps to get your body moving for your physical health, and it helps just all around mental health. And so right now we are allowed to go outside. So you get to go outside, you get to go for a walk, you get to do some exercises that maybe you haven't done. Be creative, do something active with your family that you normally wouldn't get a chance to do, or put on a YouTube video that you normally wouldn't do, because we are confined to our homes. We can't go to the gym, or we can't go and do other things that we might do. But make sure you're having some physical activity each day. So put that in your schedule. That may be right before lunch. That may be in the morning before you even start your work day. And you can even add in an additional physical activity at the end of the day. So we have your bedtime routine, bedtime and wake up routine. You have your schedule of making sure you're eating at the proper times. You have your physical activity. Now you're setting also some time probably to work, or if you're not working, you are maybe doing some things. A lot of people are taking this time to do some extra things around the house that you haven't been able to do. As we say, we just don't have time to do it. Well, now you get to do it. You have time. So it may be organizing, it may be cleaning things out, sorting through things. And so put that in your schedule. It could be, hey, I want to get through this one drawer today, or I want to clean out this cabinet, whatever it may be. Even if you just do it in small chunks, rather than say, oh, I want to clean the whole garage. Well, how about you say, I'm going to go through this one box. Make it more manageable and more detailed and specific, so that it's more doable, and also you're going to be more successful at it. You're more likely to do it. So putting that possibly in your schedule. So maybe the day, during the day, you're still having a full work day. Okay, well, on the weekends you put that in during a time. That is something a lot of people are doing. Another thing that can be added to your schedule would be a new skill or hobby. Now, the great thing that we have is technology. Technology has so many resources. It's right at your fingertips. So if you have a phone, if you have a computer, laptop, iPad, whatever it may be, it's at your fingertips because the technology is so great right now. You can go to YouTube and learn how to crochet or play a song on the guitar, or even maybe do some kind of exercise that you never have learned before. Find something new that you might want to challenge yourself with and see how you grow from that. I know a lot of people are connecting just on social media with doing new things and then showing that. You have probably puzzles that are in, that you haven't done before, or you've done before. Maybe you're going to try them again. Do something new. You probably have the things there, or not. You can order them, or while you're out doing your routine shopping, you can get those things. Maybe picking a couple things up. So we have a new skill or hobby that you can do. Now you get to rest more, right? So maybe even just scheduling a time when you're going to rest and relax. People are probably watching more movies and TV, but you can only do that for so long. So maybe even just saying, oh, I'm going to schedule myself when I'm going to watch these certain shows or movies, and doing that. Having dialogue and conversation that you haven't been able to have before with your family, it's a good time to do that as well. And come up with some family activities that you have been wanting to do or sound great. All these things can be added to a schedule. And as you do that, you're going to be more successful during this time. And it's going to help relieve anxiety and worry. Even if you just say, I want to learn how to make this new recipe, and you look up a new recipe, you have the things there, or get the family involved. Do those things, because learning is going to help the brain stay more active and healthy. And as you listen to this, you may even have other ideas to add to your schedule, and that will be great. Share those things. But having a schedule is going to help you be more successful. The other thing, it would be reading or studies that you may do. You get to set aside some time to pray, do devotions, do a worship time. A lot of churches are doing online services, or just little connect times on social media. So connecting with that. Those times that they're doing it will be very helpful, and it's a time to connect with the community and with your church family. The other thing would be to say, limit yourself to the news. It's going to be there. We know it's there, but say, this is the time I'm going to check in. Maybe I'm going to, after I eat breakfast, I'm going to check in on the news to see what has happened over the course of a day, as things are progressing pretty rapidly. And then at the end of the day, I might check in, as well as some counties are doing updates at the end of the day as well. So as you limit that, you're not exposing yourself to so much negativity, and you can be more enjoy the day rather than be so heavy and constantly going to that social media. Limit yourself with that. So I hope those tips helped, and I would love to hear what your type of schedule has been and what you've implemented even before you've listened to this. But as you do it, challenge yourself. Hey, I'm going to try to do this for a couple days and see what a difference that makes. Try to be consistent and follow through. You don't have to be so rigid, but do those things so that it could help you make it through this time. And I would love for you to share this for others to be able to benefit from it as well. I thank you for listening, and I'll be with you again with more mental health tips.